Right, we are live. I'm doing this for my own cathartic release, not that I want any cathartic release, but I figured some people might need a cuddle, want to have a bit of a chat. If that's the case, then come in, one and all, say hello, however you want to feel about everything. It's absolutely fine. Just me having a look at some statistics, trying to make myself feel better, which I know won't work. Why is my dog barking? I don't need my dog to be barking. Where's my phone, actually? What's that? I have my... Oh. These chewy soft candies, incredible chewy soft candies. So let's do a, can I do this thing where if I share the video, I think if I do that and then go, see if I hit present, I think it does the full screen, doesn't it? I can't remember if that's the case. It might be, it might not be, who knows. So if I do that, share screen, window, which would be that one, and then if I hit share, perfect. So doing this just to try and make myself feel better, obviously by looking at the screen itself and just looking at the bits and pieces that are actually on there. Don't know if that makes any difference or not at all. I don't know if people can see it or not. Oh, they're very tasty. Apparently my dog is barking at everybody. I haven't properly looked through the stats of today, more than anything. So let's see what we have. This still annoys me. I'm still absolutely fuming at this here. Oh, hide. That's me not knowing how this system works. So if you do want to say anything, feel free. Drop any comments in down below. Wave, say hi. However you want to do it's absolutely fine. So, still can't get over that goal. That's still absolutely annoying the hell out of me. The thing that's interesting with this is the XG. Swansea's XG was better than ours, funnily enough. It wasn't a game that we were dominant in any way, shape, or form. It was absolutely horrifically bad, but that's just my overall opinion of the situation itself, whether or not that's the case or not, and what other people feel like. I've talked about it in my video. Look at this statistic down here. 75% we were supposed to win this game, and it wasn't that way. Let's look at the foot mob ratings. That's not good. I'd argue with quite a few of those foot mob ratings, if I'm honest with you. So that's just me. I'm trying not to feel as downhearted as what I did previously as the game actually went on. So I'm still feeling fed up about everything, in all honesty. What makes it worse is, especially on here, is if you go back and then you look at the table overall. Look at that. Since we beat Sheffield United 3-1, they have gone on to pick up 3, 6, 7, 10, 13. Burnley have gone on to pick up the same amount of points, 13. And we have managed to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kevin, you're absolutely spot on with that. I've had a couple of Burnley people in my mentions actually turn around and say to me that if we had Trafford as a keeper, we'd be absolutely 100% clear by now. We'd probably have the league completely sewn up. But you know, it's trying to remain happy, trying to be positive. And my video that I put out with the review of the game, I felt like from the start, because I was at the game today. You can probably tell slightly hoarse throat, but I was at the game today, and you could tell that Ampadu was was not completely off it, but he didn't have the match sharpness. That's something that we've all talked about before. Excuse me. You know, having the ability to be switched on straight away. He wasn't. And, you know, it's not lost on me that also as well, our best performances generally tend to have coincided with Ampadu being in the centre of midfield, not in the centre of midfield, sorry, in the centre of defence. Also, Swansea, terrible form with the league's best team, supposedly. I'll get to that one in a sec. So, I just wasn't happy with the lineup overall. It should have been Tanaka in midfield, and Ampadu should have come on to get minutes. The thing that I think made us struggle a lot in that game was that we didn't control the midfield at all. We had, and that's down to Ampadu's lack of match sharpness. As good as it is to have him in the squad, we had no control over midfield. I mean, we make a blistering start and we should have knocked on from there, but because we couldn't get that control in midfield, it just doesn't happen. And then, you know, Meslier saves a penalty, so he's suddenly everybody's best friend again. And he drops an absolute clanger again. I don't understand. The mistake he makes on the second corner is that he comes out too far for the ball. So as he's reaching for it, he's kind of reaching behind himself. So as he's dropping down, his hands come forward and he's not got tight enough grip on the ball, and it just, you know, it drops down. And players there to knock it in. But I mean, the ref was bad as well, in all honesty. But Swansea were the better team today by a long stretch. They were playing better in midfield. They had out balls to the right hand side. I said in my preview that they like to attack down the right hand side, and wouldn't you know it? That's where a lot of their good work came from. So, Mr. Fahrenheit, can't beat Portsmouth, QPR, Swansea. Terrible form with the league's best team, supposedly. I do still think that our team is the best in this league, regardless of what position that we're in. What I will say is that we are having a wobble at this moment in time. We're struggling at this moment in time. So we're having to, and I highlighted it here with these points that we've got here. You've got Sheffield United picking up 13, Burnley picking up 13, and us only picking up 6 points. It's not good enough at the moment, and we need to turn it round. And the problem that we've got is it's a 12:30 kickoff at Luton, which I'm sure nobody actually wants. Defensive priorities are apparent for all to see, especially opposing teams and coaches. You were right early. Top two, no way, not mentally strong enough. It's not so much that our defence is bad. I think what you've got is, I think there's a situation with Meslier now, because clearly there's a couple of players, I think, in that team that really want to punch him. But I'm joking, of course. But I think there is a confidence issue with Meslier. So my biggest issue is that Strauch, since he's come back, hasn't looked as defensively sound as what he should be. And the majority of our really, really good form was when we had Ampadu in defence. It's, you know, it's not lost on me that. So for me, that's, again, opinion. It should be Ampadu in defence. I mean, he's still not match fit. He's still not ready. So it's, you know, it's just one of those things. Should be walking this league. Yes, I agree. If we had a competent keeper, or a keeper who instilled confidence in the rest of the team, then I would suggest that we would probably be way higher up the league than what we are. I would even say that, looking at it, if we had a keeper that was mildly, say if we had Trafford, for argument's sake, I would say that we would be on, I'd put us on 92 points if we had Trafford. Genuinely, if we had Trafford now, we would be on 92 points. That's my impression. Today, listen, I understand it. I find him as frustrating as the next man, just in terms of his stubbornness and his penchant for wanting to play certain players consistently all the time. The 70-minute subs, everybody knows what we're going to do pretty much in a game, which is probably something that is quite frustrating for everybody to see. But the one question that I will pose is, I'm really annoyed with Fark today. Do I want him gone? No, because nothing is going to change at this moment in time. I just don't think anything's going to change just yet. But if he doesn't get us up this season, he is gone. So he's fighting for his job. I'm amazed that he said that he thinks that we're 100% going to be playing Premier League football next season. So that's just absolutely, put the feelers out for everybody. But I understand your frustration, but I'm going to agree to disagree on that one. Defenders have lost confidence in the goalkeeper. This is not going to be 100%. So I don't think, particularly our central defenders, have the confidence in Meslier in certain situations. There was one where he came out to get the ball, Meslier, in the second half, and he had to get down to it, and it was almost like Strouk was saying, "Come get it, come get it, come get it," and he took a little while to come get it. So he almost made the same mistake that he made previously when he came out to get a ball, but it's just infuriating to watch, and it's annoying. And for me, I'm just stunned. We go from the elation of Nonto coming on and scoring, who should have come on early, by the way, to conceding in that moment in time. And don't get me wrong, there's a build-up to that goal where shit shouldn't have happened. It's our throw-in, Joseph with the poor touch, Tanaka makes a really naff tackle, then Stroik lets himself get nutmegged, I think, as the player's running, and Meslier should not be getting beaten at that angle. I understand it then comes back across him, but you've got to do better there. You must do just so much better there, just in my honest opinion. We keep losing to teams that are behind us. It's or teams that are lower down in the league. Swansea's a really odd one because of their position in the league. You look at where they are. Where are they? They're 16th in the league. They lost their last two games. They haven't scored in the last two games. Yet here we come and score 2 against us. We've conceded 9 at home all season, and we've now conceded 11. That's it beggars belief. Must be on good bonuses to get promoted. Why aren't we showing the fight that we need? I think with some of the players, there's a bit of a mentality thing. I would suggest that I don't think there is such with Rothwell. I don't think there is with Bogle. Burpo, definitely not. I think with Solomon, as much as I love Solomon and think he's a very, 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 very good player, Leeds isn't his home just yet. If we were to buy him, it'd be a different story. And that's not saying that he's not trying. He had a very poor game today. Misplaced passes constantly, was very, very isolated, didn't seem to want to come to the ball as much. The thing is that we've shown that we can show the fight for it. We did it against Sunderland. We did it against Sheffield United as prime examples, that we can battle our way through and do what we need to do to win games. It's just, I don't know what it is about this team and March and April. I just wish it was better. Oh no, I don't mean now, but can't change. Yeah, true. Can't see Mez going through the next 7 games. Maybe more, not making any more mistakes. It's a tough one because when you look at it, Farker has put his he's put his cock on the chopping block, for want of a better phrase. So consequently, what's happened with that is that he's almost pushed into a corner where he has to stand by him. But the issue that you've got now is he's making too many mistakes, and almost for the good of the player, logically, you would say he needs to be moved out just for the good of the player himself, and just to give him a bit of a breather. I mean, Farker's told the whole team to go take 48 hours off to just down tools, rest, recuperate, and then come back again. Listen, at the end of the day, we're still in a situation where we're Let me see. It's still in our hands, isn't it? When you look at it, we've just got to keep matching or bettering Burnley's results, and we'll be absolutely fine. We'll be absolutely fine. I mean, look, should we be beating Swansea the 16th? Yes, we should if we want to get promoted. I did say that this is going to be a very, 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 very difficult run-in, regardless of whether or not you think that we should be completely steamrolling these people or not. It was always going to be tough, because we know this. People always up the level to play against Leeds United. So it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. We're all feeling it at the moment, but at the end of the day, we've got to try and keep ourselves as positive as we possibly can. He says, after what I said in my last video, which was purely based on emotion. So just here, looking at Luton overall, and this is the worrying bit. We've got them next. They've run into a bit of form, which really makes me confident. But let's have a look at their last few games. What are their last few games? So Luton won at home, lost away, won away, drew away, won away. So their form's a little bit, it's topsy-turvy depending on where it is and how you want to look at it and everything. It's just crap, isn't it? It's just annoying. I can't sack him now, but he's not good enough to take us any further. If he gets us promoted, he will get, I reckon, probably 4 months in the Premier League. And if it's not going very well, he will be gone. I don't think, you've got to remember with the 49ers and their investment, they won't want to get rid of it all in terms of how it is and how it all looks and everything. So that's just how I see that going. So would any other championship team take? No, they wouldn't. The problem is that everybody knows what our weakness is. And you could see one of the biggest things, and I think it's important to mention, is that you could see what Swansea were doing today in terms of the way that they were attacking. It was always a crossfield ball to the right most of the way in the first half. Like I said, I think 41% of their attacks come down the right-hand side. So we put Byram in, who, as dependable as he is, hasn't really started a game for ages. So consequently, they were just putting the ball on him all the time, and it just didn't look fantastically good. Their right back was, their right winger was, right forward, I should say, was very, very good in terms of what he could do. But also, you had the problem of Solomon was taking his time to track back. Solomon did better in the second half at tracking back, but in the first half, he was really struggling with that. So consequently, Byram was always kind of isolated in terms of who he was isolated and often came up against their right winger and right back at the same time, which wasn't easy for us to deal with, unfortunately. Advice, please, Paul. I have to try and find a way to sleep while totally pissed off. What do you suggest, please? Meditation. ASMR. Search it on YouTube. Thank me later. Weird stuff. ASMR, like watching people get a massage, sends me to sleep. Or listening to, I don't know, like eye exams and stuff, things like that. That works really, really well. Or some Russian woman whispering delicately into your ear. That'll help at the same time as well. I mean, I could, if you wanted to, just close your eyes and...
If this helps, feel a little bit better.
I can go right all the way up here, which at the same time, should you, I don't know, might work.
Or this one of me in the room. Delays. I hate football. Just shit like that. It's just the usual things. Let's just have a look. Yeah, I mean, it could be. We'll have to wait and see. That's just my honest opinion of how long it'll get left for. So, Fat Blaming International break. Are we the only team that had to contend with it? We're not, no, but I think it's quite easy to say that we probably had the highest majority of players that were out with internationals, and in terms of people that were away, very, 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 very far away. So it's not an excuse. It is to a little bit, but it shouldn't be an excuse. We're at the business end of the season now. All the players know what they need to be doing and know how they need to be playing. So it's that simple, really. What is it with Leeds? I'm a Sheffield United fan. Welcome, Skiddy. And it always seems to be the same with Leeds. When there's a fight in the league, the team seems to struggle with pressure. Is it because of the fans? One of the things that I will always say is that the Leeds United shirt is incredibly heavy in terms of a shirt to wear and a shirt to, you know, be able to play in freely. I think the fans do have a part to play in that. If they're not happy or if they're finding it difficult, they will jump into it. They will say certain things. They will get, you know, annoyed or upset about stuff. It is a weird thing with us. We do have this thing of capitulating. I say capitulating, but being our own worst enemy at certain times when technically we shouldn't. I mean, put it this way, Skiddy, you look at the way we played against you guys at Bramall Lane, and then you look at the way we played against Swansea today. It's two totally different teams. I think the international break's got a little bit to do with it. I think the pressure from the crowd's got a little bit to do with it as well. But these guys should be able to deal with that. They should have the ability to deal with that 100%. You can't shrink out there because you will get found out incredibly quickly and you will get shown the door very, very fast as well. Let's see, what's that? Cheers, buddy. You're welcome, Mr. Fahrenheit. Hopefully something helps you to fall asleep. I genuinely hope it does. But if you do need me to read you a bedtime story, I am more than happy to do that. So look, keeper for sure will cost us promotion. Can't see us winning much now. I think I understand where you're coming from, Darth, but what I will say is that you've got to try and saying keep it in the faith is the obvious thing. Do we think that he should drop the keeper? Yes, he should. He absolutely should. We can't defend him now. Forget the second goal, which is more of a team colossal muck-up. The first goal that goes in should never have gone in. And let's not forget as well that he watched the ball whip past him on a free kick and hit the post and catch it. You know, he does all that good work from the free kick side of stuff, and then from the penalty side of things. Excuse me, and then completely undoes it. And then you've got Pirro in the second half with a shot that he should be scoring all days long, but he puts it at the keeper. It's just one of those. It's just it's frustrating. I get your frustration, 100% do, but we're going to have to turn up. The boys need a gut check, is what they need. They need a little bit of. I think this 48 hours is probably going to do them some good. Meslier needs to come in for catching practice. And I'm sure aren't keeper gloves sticky, or they should be putting sticky stuff on their gloves. He should be anyways, for 100% sure. Also, coffee without sugar is rank, by the way. Let's have a look. I'm gutted, but can't get away from the feeling of it's all of our own making. Meslier should have been replaced from the Hull away game. Farke's stubbornness and the board's arrogance in January has cost us. Okay, unpack this one a little bit. I get your point. I think a lot of us think that he should have been taken out, especially after the Hull game. That was ridiculous. For me, the Sunderland one was absolutely annoying. I think if you want to be hypercritical with Meslier, there's about 14 points on there now that he's probably cost us. If you want to be hypercritical, 100% he's cost us 9 points. Yeah, no, 6. 100% he's cost us 6 points this season, where we've gone from being winning to drawing the game. Farke put his neck on the block by coming out and saying that he's my number one choice and that he's the best keeper in the league. So that then backs Farke into a corner when it comes to selection. He'll point to Darlow in the Middlesbrough game in the Cup at Ellen Road, where he played absolutely poorly, but he wasn't helped by a Gilavogi, who was in centre-back position, who is a central midfielder. And all of the other guys, Wober included in that, were terrible in that game, so it just didn't help. But it's a really, really difficult one, because how people feel about him, talking from our defensive point of view, then that correlates to the rest of the team as well. Make no bones about it, today's performance was horrifically bad. Horrifically bad. Like I said, Ampadu shouldn't have started. I was surprised that he was starting. I thought that he might have come on for like the last 20 minutes or so. Because of that, we couldn't control the midfield. Rothwell was doing the job of two people. And then you've got Rodon and Struijk not having... Rodon was better than Struijk, and generally he does tend to be, but it's... I understand what you're saying in terms of annoyance and frustration. I mean, I have an issue with January. I get and I understand why players weren't signed in January. However, if there's somebody there that is decent enough that can pad out your squad so you can rotate in certain games, then we should be bringing people in. Like I said, it's not lost on me that the team that is now 2 points ahead of 2 points ahead of us, and the team that's now level on points with us, all strengthened their squads in January. Don't need to say anything else more than that. Let's see. Sorry, can't blame the international break. We have been poor for the... Yeah, no, 100%. We've been off our game. There is a little bit to lead into, where Tanaka was coming back from, where Firpo was coming back from, where certain other players were coming back from as well. It just... And I'm going to make a point about this as well, just in terms of other players. I don't know what the situation is with Ramazani or Schmidt, and there is a bit of a situation there for me. Something's not right. Whether you think they're club buys or Farke buys, there is something that's not quite right there. Schmidt plays in the Swiss team and gets rave reviews. The manager raves about him, everything. Yet Byram started in the left-back position. And expecting Ramazani to come on and perform to a high level straight away just isn't right for me. That's my issue that I have with Farke on that. Skiddy, what we're saying? From an outside view, it looks like the fans are unbelievably passionate, and it becomes a very toxic environment when anything starts to go wrong, which makes it... Yeah, it does. But I think it's the same for any team in terms of that level of passion. I think today was a very emotional day for a lot of the Leeds United fans as well. Obviously, 25th anniversary, or the home game to mark the 25th anniversary of Chris and Kev. So it was always going to be very, very emotionally charged. And look, regardless of the result today, it's just a game of football. No fan should ever go to a football game and not come home. So that section of it, I think, adds a little bit of extra emotion to the actual game itself. The level of frustration is we've seen what our team is capable of when we put passes together quickly, when we do a certain element of things that we need to do, and we do it right, and we move forwards rather than all acting like a set of crabs going from side to side. We are devastatingly good. We just are. I mean, Skippy, I'll say from the second goal that we scored against you guys, which pretty much knocked the stuffing in the wind out of you because of the timing of it, we literally scored the third goal a minute after that because of our players being on the front foot. And that's what we've lacked a little bit over the last 6 games at least. They've all been poor. So even the game against Millwall wasn't brilliant, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Just truly gutted that we've thrown it away again. I'm convinced it's the playoffs for us now, and we all know we'll end up playing against Coventry if we get into the playoffs. I'm starting to slide on the edge of being worried about us slipping into third place. I still think there's twists and turns to come in this yet. I still think it's going to be very, very stressful. Do I still think that we're going to get promoted? I'm still confident that we will, but today it gave it a massive, massive dent, and there needs to be a big change up now in terms of the way that it goes. I've just seen this comment, Mr. I didn't stroke anybody's arm for good luck today, although I did give some charity money to the food bank lady outside. I don't know. The good luck didn't work. I got there and within 40 seconds we scored. So I was like, wait, my being at games has worked again. We'll say that every time I've been to a game this season, we haven't lost. So what we're saying, Jack, people blaming Farke's team selection, that team, regardless of if everyone... Yes, it 100% should be beating Swansea. I agree with you. Today was a hugely frustrating, quote-unquote, off day where I think selection choices weren't quite right in terms of where we were, how we played the game out and how the game played out. For me, the big thing was the midfield battle. Ampadu should never have started, in my honest opinion. Got on that one already. Does Farke get a third chance to get us up the way he's used the squad? No, he doesn't. If he doesn't get us up this season, he's gone, and we get somebody else in. Who that would be, I don't know, but he doesn't get a third chance. Also, Melee has cost us at least 11 points this season. If you want to be hypercritical, Jack, 14. Don't use your single injury. If we don't go up, Melee has cost us promotion. Simple as that. He deserves to be. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. And listen, you paid your money to go and watch a football game. You have the right to be critical of players. You have the right to boo a player if you want to. Don't give them the dog's abuse that he will probably be getting at this moment in time, like the dog's abuse that I'm currently getting on TikTok. I've got a lot of people in my suddenly a video of me just getting a load of crap on TikTok has been quite hilarious. Just people putting smiley laughy faces. Then somebody complained that I'm another one that's not from Leeds because I said in my TikTok video that I was getting the train into Leeds. I'll just tell you this. I live in a little place called Appley Bridge, which is just on the outskirts of Leeds / Bradford. And the train station is Appley Bridge train station. And it's 10 minutes to get to Leeds from my train station. So I do kind of live in Leeds. So up yours. Let's see. Apologies. It's the whole point of the stream. Get it off your chest, mate. It's better to speak about it than to not talk about it. That's why I decided to just fire one up a little bit later than normal. And, you know, anybody in here that wants to have a chat, just put your comments in there. We don't have to agree, but if it's making you feel better, that's fine. That's the whole point. It was criminal that Leeds didn't sign any players in January. It seemed naive from the owners. Look at Blades and Burnley signings. Yeah, no, 100%. The problem is with that is Farke. I don't think it's necessarily the board that didn't sign the players. I think Farke's really stubborn with the type of player that he wants. He wants somebody that can come into the team straight away or somebody that is going to improve the team. When, in all essence, what you need to look at sometimes is players that could fit into the squad, that pad the squad out a little bit, that allow you to rotate and maybe rest players. But, you know, it's very, very rare that Farke brings anybody off before 70 minutes. Annoyance. It's creator. It was pure comedy watching some reactions. Like, listen, Joe's a very, very, very good friend of mine, and the thing with Joe is he's probably one of, if not the most passionate fans out there. And that's part of the game. That's part of the appeal. I say game. He is obviously genuine with it as well. That's part of the way that that you do things. That, you know, I'm a bit older than Joe, so I'm 40. I'm going to be, see, this is how old I am. I have to look up to the left to work out how old I am. So I'm going to be 45 this year. So I think Joe's in his 30s. He's 36, I think. So I've got 10 years on Joe. Doesn't mean I know more than Joe or anything like that. So don't take it that way. Joe's just a very passionate creator, and he's genuine with it as well. He's 100% genuine with it. He's he is a really, really, really good guy. He was one of the first people to give me the time of day on this platform when I decided to do this. So yeah, I love him, and his comedy value at the same time. His mic peaking whenever we score or something goes wrong is just phenomenally good. But yeah, no, I love the guy. Love the guy to death. He's good fun. Good fun to watch. Let's have a look at this. Next season could be new manager and new team, regardless of what league we're in. There's a big fear that if we don't go up, that we're going to get assets stripped. I don't think that happens if we don't go up. Will we lose some players? Yes, I think we will. However, I think the big thing will be the managerial change if we don't go up. That's how I feel about it. I don't think there'll be huge team changes, or at least I'm touching wood on that isn't the case. Hopefully it's not. We'll just have to wait and see. Hi Rich, what we got here? We were off the pace today. The passing was poor, and we didn't create much in the way of chances. And realistically, think we win every game. Yeah, Rich, we do. We need a strong response against Luton. I'm fuming at what I saw in front of me. I'm fuming at the 50 quid that I paid for the ticket. I say 50 quid. When you put it all together, 60, 70 quid when your train tickets, your food, a couple of pints of lager, and that performance that we got wasn't good enough. It just simply wasn't good enough. End of story. There's no two ways to pick it out. It just frankly wasn't good enough at all. White Snake, welcome. You did make a live, mate. I hope you're well. Thank you for popping in. Fark's post-match interview on LUTV seemed to indicate there was nothing to discuss. Remelier, as in he's our guy and he's fine. I hope at least behind closed doors. I think what you'll find is, and this is the one thing that I do like about Farker, is that he won't single, and you shouldn't single somebody out in public. I think what you need to do is read between the lines a little bit on that. Let me see if I can find it, actually. Bear with me a second. Let's go here. And please don't ask me to log in. Please don't ask. I knew it was going to do that. I can't do it. Let me see if I can find it on my timeline. Right, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look. X, and I can find Baron. Where is he? Baron. There he is. So there was a couple of things that he said in his. Here we go. I am far away from punishing a player on camera or in a press conference. Everyone can see what has happened. It's not the time for comments on this when everyone is very emotional after a draw like this. So the thing that I read into that is that it says everyone can see what has happened. So I think that's pointing that we're all aware of it. And I think something probably will be said about it. I think pretty much that's kind of how I feel about it. But it'll be done behind closed doors. I'm 73, but still haven't calmed down. Feel you, Kevin. I have medication that I take, which is antidepressants, anti-anxiety. Shit's not working. Was stood facing the wall behind his plants, pure meltdown. Listen, Skiddy, we're all fans. If I was watching, this is why I don't do live comms. If I did live comms, it would be much worse. I promise you. My dog would come charging in. My son would go and hide somewhere for shouting. It's that's the comedy. Any fan channel is like that. It's brilliant to watch. The wingers need to come out. They haven't done much for a long time. Mark needs to make a change when Joseph were poor in November and December. Needs to switch back now, even if it's only for 60 minutes. Michael, yeah, you're right. I was concerned with Solomon overall. That's just, and I'm not singling. I don't want it to seem like I'm singling him out and saying that it was a bad performance. I just think he wasn't on it today. And then you've got Byram sort of as cover left back for Firpo, which just made it even worse. And we were really, really weak down the left-hand side. So, has anyone checked Melier's hands? They might be on the wrong way around, just thinking. It's a good shout. Largy and Nonto on the wings next game. Hey, listen, I think don't be surprised if that's what's happened. I mean, Dan James as well. For some reason, it seems like Dan James can't be substituted when, for me, he should be. Win against Luton and back to it. Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, it's still in our hands at this moment in time. It feels like shit. It's still in our hands. We have to win the games that we have. There's still a long way to go in this season. Burnley and Sheffield United still need to play each other. Coventry still might have a say in some of this. We just need to get the stress out. That's what this is for. Everybody in, communal huggle. Huggle? What the hell's a huggle? New word. Communal hug, and we can all sort of try and maybe feel a little bit better about anything. I see Michael. Too predictable fight with subs. What does it say to players? The opposition, the fans. Man in at Bristol City was happy out knowing Fark wouldn't make change until the 70th. Yeah, it does. What he has started to do, Fark, and I think he's realised this now, is that he's having to make changes earlier on in games. So he's been making subs at 60 minutes and a little bit earlier or pre 60 minutes, which has been good. But he singled out Tanaka, didn't he? He didn't single him out. What he said was, hang on, I can find the tweet, because he said the same about Firpo as well. Where is it? He said the same about Firpo. So here we go. We played a really good second half, much more control in their half. Ayo played a back pass for the corner unnecessarily. Not really digging him out. I think that's more kind of in the lead up to the actual goal itself. We know what happened. I think what he's saying is that there's more than one reason for the goal happening. But at the end of the day, the keeper's got to come and claim the frigging ball. It's not hard. He did say something about AO. There we go. We did not play AO or Junior because they were not capable of 90 minutes. They played in different time zones and had no sleep. Overall, I am pleased with my lads and their heart in such a scruffy game after the break. I wouldn't say it was scruffy. They played better than us. So we'll just have to wait and see with that one. I was up at 4 a.m. to follow a watch long, so I suffered along with the rest. Listen, dedication. If you want to be a record breaker, that's what you need. I feel your pain, though, Whitesnake. I really do. 45 this year, too. I know how things play out from here. Archie being sold last season hurt, but I'm getting more apathetic as these failure seasons go by. Prem ticket prices for Championship football. Yes, I agree. The one thing that I will say, Mark, is that when you look at some of the other prices in and around season ticket prices, look at some of the other clubs and their season ticket prices renewals. They are horrifically bad at the same time as well. The problem that you've got with the season ticket prices, and believe me, I'm not defending the club because the prices are just daft. You've got people that have done the 10-year or the 20-year season ticket thing. So they've had almost like a price freeze for a very, very significant amount of time. And what the club are trying to do is to bring everybody in line. Now, they can't say price rise because that obviously makes it a negativity, but they're trying to bring everybody in line. Have they gone about it wrong way? Yeah, probably. So it's a tough one, but that's the way that the game's going at this moment in time. It's all about the money, which is shit. Pierre, I'm feeling angry at the moment. The team failed to perform. Surely they want promotion. I don't think that they don't want promotion. I just genuinely think that they're having a shit time of it at the moment. I mean, this isn't the same team that went on like a 20-game unbeaten run like we did at the start of this season. I agree. Farker got it wrong with having Ampadu starting. I don't think Byram should have started, but it's one of those weird things. It's just soddingly stupid. Let's have a look. Michael, win 6 or 7. Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. Jack, Luton is just by London and it's a 12:30 kickoff. Need I say more? Technically, it's outside of London. Hang on. Hang on. It's outside of London, so I'm not classing it as a London kickoff. The 12:30 thing is the thing that worries me. And also as well that Luton have won 3 of the last 6 is slightly worrying as well. They're fighting for their lives. We need to stamp all over them. We need to do the same to them as what we did to them at Ellen Road. And hopefully we come out with the win. Whitesnake, did you just make that up, or non-sexual affection? Okay, nice one. Even I'm starting to sing Leeds are falling apart again. Mate, it's not a problem. Sing it if you want to. If it helps get the stress out, then do it. Absolutely do it 100%. Let's have a look. Next one. Was the Farker appointment just lazy? No, I don't think it was. I think with Farker, what you've got is an evening Ollie as well. Thank you for hitting the like. If you haven't hit a like, by the way, hit the like button. That type of, I don't understand how this all works. I don't think it was lazy. I don't think it was the wrong appointment to make. It was the right appointment to make because of his pedigree in this league. I just think that he is incredibly frustrating at the best of times in terms of and if you ask a Norwich fan, they'll tell you the same thing. He does tend to have his favourites in terms of the way that he plays. He'll never say it out loud, but he does. Huggles, I like it. Good. Yeah. Long standing there, Pierre. DF does well, but he doesn't learn from his mistakes, and that is a problem. It's not so much mistakes. I would say what it probably is more that he is. I would say that he's very risk averse, and sometimes he can't change stuff on the fly. Bielsa's a good example of this because what Bielsa used to do was it wasn't so much that we had a plan B or a plan C. The plan A was just to score more goals than the other team, and that worked for us. So that's when just having almost a singular plan can work for you, whereas other ways around, it doesn't work all of the time. Ollie Stelbis, what we say? Why are you singing that? There's better songs here, to be fair. I'm not happy with the result. However, the break is done and the first game is out of the way. Onward we move. It's ours to lose. Whitesnake, I 100% agree with that. Thank you, Ollie. I love that smile myself as well. Genuinely, did you Google that? Really? Love it. Parker needs this promotion as bad as the club, as his reputation is on the line. 2 attempts with Leeds in parachute money, bad for his CV. 100% agree. That's a really, really good point. And I think the other thing that we need to look at as well, and we go back to the recruitment side of things for January, one of the important things to look at as well is I think it's been very fractured behind the scenes with Farker and the recruitment people. I think there's been a knocking and butting of heads there overall. So it's not been very settled behind closed doors, which I think has really, really, really hampered our January promotion or our January potential buys and stuff, with the transfer market. Clearly, I don't think it's been very good when you look at, everybody that's just buggering off to different places now. So I think there's been an issue there in the background. I have a problem with the Darlow measure. I think Darlow would be better, but he needs a number of matches to bed into the team, and we don't have that luxury. No, we don't, but sometimes sink or swim. He's Wales's goalkeeper, did all right in the internationals. I'd put him in. Would he be good enough in the Prem? No, he wouldn't be. We need minimum one new keeper, regardless of what league we're in next season. So according to Farker, at the end of last season, it was a 2-year plan. No, it's not. He's going to have do you mean 2 year for last year and then this year? If so, then that would make sense. To a degree, Ronnie, yes, it is. It is our slight Achilles heel. The problem is that this is such a stressful situation that everybody gets kind of hyper fixated on everything. So consequently, anything that goes wrong is magnified by like 10 million %. So where Farker's stubbornness is sometimes saying the wrong thing, like Melier is his number one, or his most important player is Ampadu. And again, I'm going to say it, Ampadu should not have been starting this game. Full stop. Shouldn't have been doing it. End of story. Let's see. Anybody else's name at this moment? It hurts like the glare after the cross falling. Yeah, no, it does. 100%. It absolutely 100% does. Do you know what it hurts like? It hurts like trying to do a poo that is particularly tricky and makes your bumhole yawn like a hippo. That's what it hurts like, in my opinion. Humble opinion. So Nigel Martin is playing wicketkeeper for Knaresborough Cricket Club, bringing back short-term loan to the end of the season. I do feel your pain. Yes, yeah, that's what I thought. Which 2 years is he talking about? Let's just look. Ollie, guys, big picture. Next year we're losing our CEO and our head of recruitment to Everton. Now, Angus, I don't mind, but Sir Nick Hammond is a gem that is hard to replace. To a degree, yes, but I also think that's where some of the problems have happened, Ollie. I think, I'm speculating, I don't know, so do not take this as gospel. Please do not take this as gospel. I think that there has been a butting of heads between Kinnear, Hammond and Farker. And I think that's a bit of the problem a little bit. Dan from Squareball said neither on a show or wacko or the club offered Fark to replace Mesri in the January and start to hull away fast. But he said no, that's right. And I think that comes down to the situation of the pride situation between two people in terms of, cutting your nose off to spite your face a little bit. I would have taken a new keeper in January, and we should have done. Oh, Kevin, he's gone. If we don't go up, he's gone. Mesley's distribution is poor along with his basics. I don't see any issue in dropping Darlow and Cole. I don't either, Mark. I think he catches the ball, which is something Mesley can't seem to do. Complete liability. Yeah, I think one of the issues today as well was it was really windy down on the pitch side. The ball was really swirling around. Not that it's an excuse, but for some people, it's a little bit hard to contend with, and it was for Melier. So let me just see. You do know therapists can charge £90 per session. You could be... I could try, but I don't think anybody would pay me that money. And I do this for free. I do this for the love of my Leeds United brother and sisters. So let me just see. Year 2 plan was from when he signed. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was 2 years. That's what it was. If we got up in the first year, then fantastic. But then I don't think he expected to have... I think he was shocked at Archie going, but I think Archie going was more to do with him and his family than the actual club themselves and the deal that was offered to them by Spurs. So, yeah, that kind of stung a little bit, as did the... I think we all expected Somerville to go, but the Rutter one stung a little bit as well. So, but we got 40 million for him, so happy days. The voice for radio, so relaxing sometimes, not all the time. You should hear me when I start screaming. It gets really, really bad. What we got now, Paul? The sound of your voice so much. I would huggle it. Huggle it all you want, Ollie. Huggle it all you want, my boy. See, to get them to the Premier League was the 2-year plan. Yeah, no, I know. Thank you all. Right. I am going to call it for now. I think I've done about an hour. Thank you, you wonderful human beings, for being involved and coming in. If you've not done so already, subscribe. Like the video if you haven't liked it already. But thank you for being with me, and also as well making me feel a little bit calmer. And thank you for all of the questions. So you're welcome, Ollie. You're welcome, Ollie. Can everybody stop? Everybody wants to huggle me. If we go up, absolutely fine. I will meet you at the Revy statue, and we can have a big huggle there, because I'm a big guy. I've got a prediction spreadsheet, and the form Burnley and Sheffield United means we really need to start winning soon. Luton away win could cut. Yeah, if we win away, it would be fantastic. I know we've had turmoil, but also the best players in this division. Yeah, let's do it. Right. Is he going to drop him, though? I want him to, but I don't think he will. I don't think he will. Right. Okay. Definitely. Yeah, it's bedtime for me now. It's 11:30. So I am definitely going to go to bed. But thank you all for watching. Much love to you all. I really, really do appreciate it. And I'll do another live again soon. And I'll try and announce one properly anyways. But take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Cheers.